Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Novita Melani with study number A320240102 from class B, and in this video is part of my final project for the Introduction to Tourism course supervised by Mr. Fitri Kurniawan. The title of my project is Risk Management in Tourism Lesson from Labuan Bajo Boat Tragedy and Bali Yogyakarta Demand Shift in 2025. In this video, I will analyze the tourism case in Indonesia and discuss their causes, impacts, weakness, and possible solutions. So, first case is Labuan Bajo. The first case is the Labuan Bajo boat tragedy, reported by RRI. This incident involved a boat accident in Labuan Bajo that resulted in fatalities, including a foreign tourist figure, which attracted international attention. Labuan Bajo is known as a premium marine tourism destination. However, this tragedy highlights serious concern about maritime safety, especially related to tourist boats. This case is not only a technical accident, but also reflects deeper issue in safety management, supervision, and risk control in Indonesia marine tourism sector. And the second case comes from Metro TV News discussing the issue of Bali being kite. While domestic tourists are increasingly traveling to Yogyakarta, although Bali remains popular internationally, domestic tourist number reportedly declined during certain periods. At the same time, Yogyakarta experienced a rise in domestic visitors. This situation creates public debate in media narrative suggesting that Bali tourism was weakening, even though the reality is more complex and influenced by seasonality and travel preference. Okay, next is root cause analysis, and I will start this explanation from first case is Labuan Bajo boat tragedy. A is weather and natural conditions. Marine tourism is highly dependent on weather. Sudden change in sea conditions, strong waves, or poor visibility may increase accident risk if trips continue without proper assessment. B is safety management and SOP failure. Many boat operators do not fully implement standardized safety procedures such as passenger limits, life jacket usage, or emergency protocol. And C is weak supervision and regulation enforcement. Although regulation exists, monitoring from port authorities and local government is often inconsistent. This allows unsafe vessels to operate in tourist areas. For the second case is A. Public perception and social media influence. Media headlines and viral social media content create a narrative Bali is kite, which affected traveler psychology even if tourism activity was still ongoing. B is seasonality and weather factors. During rainy season, tourists prefer destinations with more indoor attraction and cultural tourism, such as Yogyakarta, compared to Bali's beach-oriented tourism. C is destination substitution behavior. Domestic tourism tend to switch destination based on cost, accessibility, and comfort. Yogyakarta is seen as more affordable and culturally rich, making it a strong substitute for Bali. The next is impact on Indonesian tourism. First impact is short-term impacts. There is decreased tourist confidence, especially in marine tourism, and negative media exposure affecting destination image. Second impact is long-term impacts. Potential decline in tourist safety issues are not addressed, and structural reputation risk for Indonesia as a safe tourism destination. Third impact is for domestic versus international tourism. First is for domestic tourism are more sensitive to price and media narrative, but to international tourists focus heavily on safety standard and risk management. For the last, the impact is trust and safety impact. The Labuan Bajo case directly affects trust in marine tourism safety, which is critical for destinations like Komodo and Raja Ampat. So, based on both cases, at least four major weaknesses can be identified. First is inconsistent safety standard, especially in marine tourism. Second is weak crisis communication, causing public confusion. Third is lack of integrated risk management system. And 4 is overlays and media narrative and instead of official data. And from the weakness, of course we have solution, and the solution have 3 levels. First is operator or industry level. There is mandatory safety training for both operators and regular vessel inspections, and responsible is tour operators, boat owners, industry associations. And second level is for destination or local government level. There is real-time weather monitoring and trip restriction system, and stronger coordination with harbor authorities and SAR teams. Responsible is local government, port authorities, destination management organization. And third level is national level. National level, Marine Tourism Safety Certification, country-less official tourism information and crisis communication platform. Responsible is Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Transportation, and National SAR Agency. So, for the conclusion, these 2 cases show that Indonesian tourism does not only face demand challenge, but also serious risk management issues. By improving safety standard, communication, and governance, Indonesia can strengthen trust and ensure sustainable tourism development. So that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.